Mommy!
Style from uptown
At
to
what
downtown
time?
and all around.
Billa
Billa
vibes,
vibes,
yard
yard style. Billa vibes, yard style from uptown to downtown and all around.
Well, hello everyone. Hello. Today we are doing a segment called Pink on Top or Grater Cake in Jamaica. It's a little pastry that you can do while you're at home for your children, or if you want to share with family or neighbor. This is a little treat that you would do. I'll show you how we start and how it is finished. The first thing we're gonna do is, we break our coconut and we have to peel the skin. So this is how it is. You have to remove the back of the coconut to get it all white. So this is how we remove the skin of the coconut. Because you can grate it with this part. You can only have this when you're doing drops. So for the grater cake, we have to remove the brown. Yeah. Oops. Okay, this is almost done. As you can see, everything is off. Everything is all clean. So now we're gonna get ready to grater. So you would use this part of the grater, not the small part. So this is how we do it.
Is there a next way where they can grate the coconut to get that size, or next technique, or is just using the grater?
Yeah, it's just using the grater, because to sit and use your hand to do this, it would take a longer time to do it. So that would be the result of it, looking that way. Yeah, and I think other people will find other way to do it. I mean, some people would also use a smaller part of the grater, but to get that effect that you wanted, it's best for you to use this side of the grater.
Well, for people who are just starting, because she's moving very fast, I would recommend that you go very slow, because you never know, you might lose a finger.
You can cut your finger, so you have to be careful while you use the grater. You can go very slow based on the amount of coconut that you're using. For me, I'm using like 2 coconuts, because our family is big and the kids love the sweet stuff, so I make a lot when I'm making these things.
Okay guys, so this is the end result.
Yeah, see how pretty it is? Yeah. And as you can see, I have my water there. That's 2 cups of water, 1.5 cups of sugar based on the amount of coconut that you're using. And then we have our ginger over there.
So what's the next step?
So the next step is to put on our Dutchie pot. Okay, the Dutchie pot do it better.
Okay.
So we're using the Dutchie pot.
This is the famous pot in the house.
That's a Dutchie pot, and what we're gonna do next is to put in the sugar.
So does the pot have to be hot?
No, the pot don't have to be hot.
So she's adding some more sugar because we have a lot of coconut and this is not sufficient enough. So we're adding a little bit more. For all those who need measurement, I'm sorry. Just...
It's based on the amount that you're doing. If it's 1 coconut, you know it will be a cup and a half of sugar. But if it's 2 coconuts, you know you would need like 2 cups of sugar. So now we are going to pour in our water. So that's cup and a half. That's 2 cups of water. So we're gonna add the ginger to this.
Oh, you don't grate the ginger?
No. You don't want the color to be in the white part of the thing. So you let the ginger boil in the water. And you will leave that to a boil. And when the sugar started to become thickened, then you're gonna put in your coconut in there. And then as you put that in, you stir. You don't want your sugar to be brown, so you have to be there to ensure that it remains how you want it to be, nice and white.
Okay. So we're gonna leave this to a boil, and then you'll see the result of it.
Okay.
So it's boiling.
And the ginger is boiling up and so forth. You need to get the flavor of the ginger in it. It will have a nice gingery taste. Yeah, at this point you can grate the ginger and then you're going to be eating ginger. It's supposed to be white and nice at the bottom and a nice pink at the top. So you don't want anything to hinder the beauty of it. That's why you boil the ginger. And at the point of where you're gonna, put in, take it out. You remove the ginger before you take it out and put it to set.
Okay.
Okay, it is ready now for the coconut to be put in. As you can see, it started to get thick. The sugar started to get thick there. That's where we want it to be. The thickness of the sugar. And we're gonna put in the coconut.
Should we throw all of it in there, or say dash it in?
Everything at once. Yes. And at this point, you're gonna be stirring. Make sure that it is saturated. Sugar in there as it boils down.
So I see you using a wooden spoon. Can you use any spoon to do this part?
It is best for you to use a wooden spoon to do it at this point. And it is good for every kitchen to have one of these spoons in there, especially when you're doing these kind of stuff, like making drops and grater cake.
So these are pastry stuff, right?
Oh yes.
So we're in a pastry segment right now.
That's that. We're gonna leave that so it can come down to that honey looking form that you want it to be in. Get very thickened. Yeah, so it can hold the coconut together when you put it out to dry.
So would you cover it or leave it open?
No, you have to leave it open at this time so you can give more attention to it. So you don't get it, you don't want it to be burned, you don't want the sugar to be white. You just want it to remain, you don't want the sugar to be brown. You want it to remain white. So you have to give keen attention to it at this moment.
Okay.
So it don't get burned. Yeah, it's coming down to a boil. It's coming down to the nitty-gritty, as you can see. Sugar is getting thickened and thickened. If you can see, it's sticking up now on the spoon. So we're getting to that juncture where all the water is going to dry out and it's just sugar. And then the thickness of the sugar is what holds it together, you know. keep it in place. Yeah, at this point you want to monitor it so it don't get burned, and it will be perfect. Most of the water is dried out. Just waiting on it to get a bit thicker. As you can see, the bubbles are getting less and less. Just at this time you have to get everything together so everything have the thickness of the sugar on it. And a part of this, a section of this, we're going to separate it for the pink part to have the coloring in it so we can get that pink topping. Alright. Now we'll remove the ginger. You see it get nice and shiny. You know that the sugar is completely melted. So now we're gonna remove some for the topping. So that would be for the topping. And the rest of it will go here. Go here. We're gonna make it shape.
So you can shape it in whatever desired shape you want. Normally they make it square. I normally see it square.
Yeah, it can be square. You just have to cut it. We're gonna cut it in shapes, but we have to allow it to dry first. Put this over here.
So remember, take it off the stove so you don't leave it on it because it will burn once the sugar is dried out or the water is dried out.
That's the result of that. It's gonna be.
It's very sticky.
Yeah. You need to hold it together. So once this is dry, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna put the color in this one.
We have red coloring.
So it's based on the amount that you put in there. If you want it to be very red, you can put in a lot, but if you just want it to be pink, like this, you just put a little bit. Maybe 3 or so drops in there.
Yeah, depending on the amount of coconut you have. So this is
a little bit more in there.
Clubhouse food coloring red.
That pink. Just a little bit more.
That look like 4 drops.
Based on how you want it. Some people make it very red, but we call it pink on top, so we want to get that pink look on the top.
Yeah, I guess if you want to do red when it comes on to Valentine's, red and white, you know? Make it fully red.
Yeah, so you get the perfect pink color.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be spread all over it. You want all of it to dry.
So you're spreading it all over. Because we're gonna spread it.
Where? Okay, so we are at the finishing. As you can see, it is dried. We're about to slice it in the shape that we always cut it in. So we're gonna cut it this way. We section it. This is the result of it, and as you can see, I can't wait to get my lips and piece of it.
Yeah, so dive in.
Wow. Mmm. 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 Good. If you enjoy, and if you like, give a thumbs up, click on the notification bell and share. And we thank you guys for watching, and I hope you'll see the next segment soon.
Tune in to our next Billa Vibes segment. Don't forget to share. Billa Vibes, yard style. Billa Vibes, yard style. International vibe with them style. Billa Vibes, yard style. Billa Vibes, yard style. From uptown to downtown and all around. Billa Vibes, yard style.
But for Jesus, Susie! A time for yard vibes.